Wait, we had talked about something on our run. About something that we were going to do. Remember? Oh, one of the jokes.
It
about
was
the
a
Carrie
joke
thing.
from The Naked Gun, but it's no longer funny. So this is the intro instead.
No, it's not.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to We Watch TV. It is the podcast about the TV that we watch. I am Daniel. She is Hope. This is episode 114. Now I'm going to read you the Miranda rights.
It's Carrie who writes. Charlotte was an art dealer, Miranda was a lawyer, and Samantha was the whore.
Wonderful. We have got a very exciting episode for you guys today. We're going to do a little bit of our normal chit chat, cover a couple shows, and then we've got an interview. Third member will join us for a little bit to talk about the upcoming college football season. So we're very excited about that. But before we get to that, anything exciting going on since our last podcast episode?
Well, we celebrated. I was going to show our age. Although we got married super young, our frontal lobes weren't developed yet.
Oh, you're not making a case for us here.
18 years of wedded bliss. Guess where we went?
San Diego.
No. We went to go get coffee at my favorite place to get coffee now, which is not Starbucks, Gideons Bakehouse in Disney Springs in Walt Disney World.
Oh, that's right. I was with you on
Florida.
that.
Yes, you were with me. And
I got pizza.
yeah, literally you were like, I was saying we never start with Disney Springs, but I've had a taste of Gideon's from our July trip, and now consider me a fan. The cookies are good. They're
mid.
Oh my gosh, you're not a cookie person.
Well, I do like a good cookie, but what they're serving there is not a cookie. That's more like a cake, a small cake.
And I like stuff like that, but that's not the draw for me. The draw for me is the nitro peanut butter cold brew. It is like heaven in a cup. It's this is what dreams are made of. It's so good that I now have to go to Disney Springs every time I am at Disney. So
it's so good she's made it my problem.
But you got pizza out of the deal.
I did get
at
pizza
a different place, not Gideon's. But we had always planned. We've started a tradition where we've been doing just a short little weekend going to Disney. And this year we had kind of waffled if we wanted to do something different. I priced out some New York City stuff. New York City is very expensive, and I think I'm going to need more time to plan that. So we ultimately settled down on Disney, and I just kept talking. I was like, I cannot wait to get that coffee from Gideon's. And Daniel's like, are you really choosing to go? Not that, we still love Disney. He's like, are you really wanting to go there for the main draw of the coffee? Yes. So get you guys, ladies and gentlemen, get somebody who loves you so much they'll fly hundreds of miles with you to go get some coffee. But Daniel got his pizza. I don't know what the place is called. Is it Pizza Point?
Yeah.
So I had my wonderful, amazing peanut butter nitro cold brew, which is the best thing ever. They need a separate window there just for the coffee people.
Because you got to wait like 30 minutes in line just to get in that place.
We only had to wait 15 minutes this time.
Okay.
That was a really good thing. Much like the last time we only waited 30 minutes, which that when I say only, like, Daniel, people wait like 4 hours for this stuff.
That's too long.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people really like the cookies. The vibe for me is the
If you
coffee.
had to wait 4 hours for that place, you'd need a coffee to wait in line to get your coffee.
I think I probably would do the virtual queue thing, return to get that coffee. It's that good. It is that good.
I will never do a virtual queue to get into a restaurant.
It is that good. I do like the vibes in the way Gideon's Bakehouse looks, though.
No, I do. I do like that. It's cool.
It's kind of like Tim Burton. I know it's not actual Tim Burton art, but that's what reminds me of kind of spooky vibes. I like all the stuff on the walls. I like their merch. But that peanut butter nitro cold brew is it's the stuff of dreams. So you did get your pizza at a different place. And that's going to be like our new thing. I'm going to get my coffee. You're going to get your pizza. This pizza is so big, you guys, that it doesn't fit on one plate. They put it like on 2 or 3 paper plates. It looks like 5 pizzas in one.
And I should have gotten 2 pieces, 2 slices.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been, which that would really be like probably more like 4 slices if you got 2 slices.
Yeah, probably. But it's like a real thin New York style, so.
Is this the best pizza in Disney?
I guess I struggle to count it as Disney because it's Disney Springs and it's not necessarily Disney. But yeah, if I like, yes,
it counts. Disney Springs.
Sure, I guess so. I don't know. I'm not behind a ticketed wall at that point in Disney Springs, so I don't know if that I counted. But whatever.
You always say different things to me because you're like, this is the best pizza in Disney. That's what you said. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, it is the best pizza in Disney if you count Disney Springs as part of Disney, which, I mean, it is in the name of it,
in the name.
Right there, but at the same time, it's like you don't have to buy. There would be people that argue with me that because you don't have to get tickets, that's not part of the
Those people
Disney
are incorrect.
experience. So.
It's called Disney Springs. It's in the name. So if you took out that, then in the parks, what would still be your pick in the parks?
Probably Connections. I haven't been inside Via Napoli in a long time, so I don't really know if it still holds up. The pizza window, it's fine. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
He says it's fine, yet when he sees that, because they don't advertise that it's open on the app, they just kind of open as they come and go, that he gets up and sprints and leaves me in Germany with pretzels and drinks. He's like, oh my gosh, the pizza window's open, and like power walks.
Hey, we walked right past it this year. I looked down there and it was open with no line, and I didn't walk over there and get a piece of pizza. So.
All right, fair enough. We also went into the
other side of it.
We also went into the park some. We did the parks like we were in our 20s again.
But we are not.
But I think we pulled it off though. Yeah, we actually did on this weekend trip. We got there on a Friday, flew home on a Sunday morning. We did more in basically 2 days at the park than we have in like a full week's time.
Well, we did all 4 parks in 2 days. Two parks
Disney
a day
Springs.
plus Disney Springs, which is way more than we have done on any of our vacations in a long time.
I'm pretty sure for my birthday, we did not go to all the parks.
No.
I think we skipped
Hollywood
Hollywood
It's been a long
Studios.
time since we did Win Is Hard. And it's been a long time since we were out like that much in the morning and then back out again in the evenings. Like normally it's either a morning or an evening and that's it.
We still weren't even in the parks that late compared to how we used to. Like we were still showered by like 10.
Yeah.
We went to Animal Kingdom late. That was... And by late, I mean like
after
7.
It's still a shame because Pandora is such a cool place to be in when it's dark outside. But the time of year we're there, it was barely just starting to get dark, but you still couldn't see most of the lights that they had. And the park was closed at 8, so I don't know. They need to figure something out with that park.
My favorite memory, other than celebrating my anniversary or our anniversary together and getting my coffee, was when we were standing in line to get that pretzel in Pandora and we watched that kid. He goes over, there's like all these, like, it's like a cart, like, they try to make it look all themed. So if you've ever seen the Avatar movies, just kind of like industrial, I don't know, it was like a cart of like barrels or something. This kid walks over, kicks the barrel as hard as he could, and then goes, ow, my foot! And you said that
You laughed out loud at a child.
That's what you get for
You might as well have pointed at him.
Well, he walked over. No one was paying attention to him. He just kicked it as hard as he... What does he expect? That's like where kids, they tell your kids, don't touch that oven, it's hot, and then you have to let them learn, and they touch it, and they're like, ow.
Now he knows not to kick trash cans.
I don't even know where the parents were. I feel like it's like the Home Alone thing, like all kids, no parents half the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is a lot of the time. How many times this trip did we have a kid standing close enough to us that a CM thought that kid was ours?
So many times.
And it's like, no, this is not mine. Get it away from me.
No, I'm just here to get my peanut butter cold brew coffee and enjoy 18 years of wedded bliss. And Daniel didn't have to buy any new shirts this trip, so
no, shirt free.
You know, you know. But we also got home from our anniversary on a Sunday afternoon. By the time we got home, and instead of being like zombies on Monday, which was our actual anniversary, August 18th, we like went out and did stuff.
Kind of weird. Who are we?
I don't know. What did we do, Daniel?
We went to see a movie. I'd been wanting to see this one for a while, and I can't remember how I convinced you to come see it.
No, you know how
But
I convinced myself to come see it
okay,
because I was like, "Oh, have you heard that Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are like an item?" I'm like, "They're in this movie together." And you're like, "Oh, I want to see that movie." I went in the movie in question is The Naked Gun, which is not really a reboot, kind of like a continuation
kind
of
of yeah, like a soft reboot. Like they're rebooting, but they're acknowledging that the previous ones
yes.
existed.
Well, he's like his kid.
Yeah,
Which would canonically make him born in '94, but
which
Liam
is really
Neeson is
funny.
clearly older than that.
Yeah.
So there were 3 original
Yep.
Naked Guns with Leslie Nielsen.
Yep.
And I have not seen any of those. So I went in completely. The only thing you informed me of, you were like, by the way, they might make a joke. O.J. Simpson was in the first
He
movies.
was in the first ones,
and they
yeah.
made an O.J. Simpson joke like within 5 minutes
Yeah.
of the movie starting, which was hilarious. So that's how it was kind of like, and I was like, oh, that's the movie you've been wanting me to see. And I'm really glad that Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson are an item because they look super cute. Because it also got me to see this movie, which I'm going to say it right now, of the movies that I have seen in 2025. This is my favorite movie that I've seen so far. I'm sure Wicked Part 2 will surpass it. But it was just stupid humor that everybody desperately needs in these dark times that we were through. Just to go in. We were the only people in our theaters, which that was great. It was just us.
That was fantastic.
But just to go in, turn your brain off, and just laugh. And I have not laughed that hard in a movie, specifically a movie at the theater, and probably since like I saw like the Hangover movies.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but no, it was very funny. I was glad. I feel like you had a little bit of a culture shock going into it because the movie opens and it's kind of being very serious. It's being very serious at the beginning of the movie, showing a bank robbery, right?
Yeah.
And suddenly, like they're talking and something's happening, and a device gets in, and you're like asking me some questions, and I'm like, it's not that kind of movie.
And I quickly realized
don't read into it. And that's when plot device got pulled out of the safe deposit box, and you were like, oh, I see what's happening here.
I need to calm you up.
I will, yeah. Like, so the moment that we talked about at the beginning of the show, the Sex and the City joke, my wife stood out of her chair and like drummed on the seat in front of her in the theater. Like that joke had you going so hard.
Well, it was one of those things where even though we were the only people in the theaters, I can't promise that. I just wasn't expecting the Sex and the City joke, especially in light of what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah.
Just happening in the way and it's funny because when they say Miranda rights, I somehow in my weird brain, I'm like, oh, Miranda from Sex and the City. The fact that he's like, no, Carrie rights. All the joke. There's a snowman in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just go see it. That's
Buffy the Vampire Slayer was referenced.
Oh. How you need to understand my references when I speak to you.
And now it's gone. And the way Liam Neeson committed, he pulled a Michael Caine from A Muppet Christmas Carol. He played it straight like a car crash, but it was so funny and so good and just such a good time. And if you haven't seen it, go see it.
And the chemistry with him and Pam is pretty good.
She was excellent too. Her timing and everything was really good. Like just. Again, a perfect little palate cleanser of a movie for what is out there right now. It's like they just don't make movies like this anymore, and I hope they make 14 more.
Same. Would you say it's the best movie you've seen so far?
100% this year, 2025. Yes.
Well, I also saw another movie without you. Once again, I saw 2 movies in the span of 1 week after coming off of a Disney trip. Who is this girl? Who is she? What is going on? Nobody knows. Maybe it's because I know that pumpkin spice vibes are in the air. I took my mom, who never goes to the movies, by the way. The last movie my mom saw was the Minion movie with one of my nephews. I don't know when that came out.
It's been a while.
The last movie she and I saw together at the theaters, just the 2 of us, was The Polar Express in 2004. The movie before that we had seen together was Freaky Friday in 2003. Going to reveal my age. We saw it right before I left for my freshman year of college. We loved it. We laughed so much. And when I I know that the Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis isn't the original Freaky Friday. Technically, it's the one with, like, I think Jodie Foster. And then they made another one in the 90s. But when I say original, I'm referring to the original one with Lindsay and Jamie. just for the people that like to be particular out there. But Freakier Friday came out a couple weeks ago, and when we got word that the sequel was coming out, I told Mom that it was coming out in August. Her birthday's in August. I was like, I'll have to take you. So I treated my mom to the movie. She did not get into buying as much snacks as my nephews do.
You didn't get her like the specialty popcorn bucket or anything?
I offered everything. I said, do you want this, this, and this? And I was like, this is my lunch. And what does she do when we sit down? Sticks her hand in my popcorn. I said, Mom, that's my lunch. That's why I offered to buy another one. She's like, I just want a tiny little bit. But Freakier Friday was so good. I feel like it is one of those, and I think Disney only spent like $45 million to make it, and now they've already crossed the $100 million mark. So they have definitely made back what they put into it. And it's one of those movies that was made for the fans of that original movie. The joke, but it wasn't like it, while it had a lot of that nostalgia feel, it didn't rely on nostalgia. I think it can almost, even in a way, stand alone. Jamie Lee Curtis is meant to play a teenager. I've now seen her play a teenager twice. I've seen her play like a millennial teenager and now a Gen Z teenager, because I think she'd be Gen Z, the girl that she was playing. And the woman knocked it out of the park. Lindsay got to play a teenager this time because, she was an adult in the first one. Because there's 4 people that are switching. There's Lindsay's, who plays Anna, her child, their person that she's marrying into their blended family, Jamie Lee Curtis. So we got 4 switcheroos going on right now, and it was like all the cast. And I think the girls that played like the actual like the stepsister to be and Lindsay's daughter, I think they're only like 16 and 18. Like they are very young. And those girls like had me convinced they were adults. So it was so good. Just like nostalgia jokes. There were so many millennial jokes. There's a one point where it just shows you how Gen Zers like see us. She's like, it's Jamie Lee Curtis, who's obviously, she has a teenager stuck inside of her. And she's like, hey, in your face, boomers. And the one girl goes, I'm an Xer. And the other girl goes, I'm an outer millennial. They just all see us all as old. So the delivery of the lines was just too good. They pretty much got everybody back from the first one. Even like the main teacher came back. Chad Michael Murray was back as Jake, and he looked great. And guess who else was in this movie, Daniel?
Is it a Star Wars person?
It is. Manny Jacinto from The Acolyte. I think a lot of people know him from The Good Place, a show we have not seen, was in it. He is the love interest for Lindsay Lohan's character, and he still looks good. And I got to see him dance. Was it as good as that scene in the lake in The Acolyte? Probably not, but it was great. The whole movie was good. There's other references. If you like The Parent Trap, there's a little wink to The Parent Trap that Lindsay was in that movie. There is a wink to Mean Girls. They played the iconic song from the first movie. So that Take Me Away song, which I've now been playing on repeat constantly. It's back. Yep, it's back again. I was rolling up to Starbucks after the movie, blasting it, and the barista handed me my drink, and I could tell she like suddenly smiled when she knew what I was playing. I was like, that's right. And our theater, we had a fun group. Like our theater was packed. I was very surprised that the theater was that busy. And Mom's like, where do you want to sit? I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom, we have assigned seats. Because that's how long it's been since she's seen a movie. But where you're with the theater and like people cheer, clap, and everything? Everybody cheered when they played that song at the end. Everybody was clapping at the end of the movie. So if you like Freaky Friday, go see Freakier Friday. It's definitely worth the cost of your movie ticket. It's that good, folks. Go see that. But you know what's not good?
What's that?
The legacy of And Just Like That.
Do we really have to talk about it? Can we not just let it go fizzle away like it already has?
I don't have much to say about it.
Leave it in the dust bins of media history.
And Just Like That, season 3, which turned out to be the final season, you will never convince me that was actually intended to be the series finale. But I mean,
you know what? That episode would be terrible if it wasn't as a regular season finale. Like that just was not a good way to end it. Honestly, a couple episodes ago, where Carrie's relationship with the basement guy, Duncan resolved, would have been such a better way to end the season, let alone the series.
I think that scene of her walking after she broke up with Aiden, and she's dressed nice and she's walking in to see the girls, and the shot pulls away with them out to dinner,
Yeah.
and she's looking nice and dressed good. Like, that would have been like more satisfying. Basically, what happened in this finale episode, if you will, I think is a metaphor for this entire series. It's Thanksgiving, and Miranda's hosting, and her toilet overflows, and there's, I think, like, poop everywhere. They showed it.
They really showed it, like,
they really showed it
graphically for
and
some reason.
That's basically the best description of what this series was like. I would have kept watching more because I care about these characters.
Because it's like a car accident. You can't look away.
In my brain, this is like, I'm going to use one of your favorite references from Star Trek. This is like a Kelvin universe. It's not actually connected to the proper timeline. Explain to them what the Kelvin universe is in a few minutes.
It's an alternate timeline that was created when Spock sent some evil Romulans back in time. So we need to figure out is who
J.J. Abrams has the Kelvin
J.J.
universe.
Abrams did it, and so we have to figure out is who sent who back in time in the Sex and the City universe, and what did they change to make And Just Like That split off from the regular timeline.
And like, I've always been the type of person that I didn't even love the movies. I think that series, you remember the series finale of Sex and the City, I think it ended perfectly. It ended with, like, I hated that the girls weren't even together at the end of this one. I think that it ended perfectly. So I'm going to say the movies are one timeline. I'm going to say the And Just Like That stuff's another timeline. And I can see, though, why Sarah Jessica Parker is supposedly word on the street shopping around to get somebody else to buy it. Because I would be mad, too, if a legacy character that I've been playing, like, at this point, the woman's probably been playing Carrie Bradshaw almost as long as Kelsey Grammer played Frasier Crane.
Yeah.
Like, close to it. I mean, I think Kelsey probably has it because Cheers was, what, the 80s?
Yeah.
So I think Kelsey has the leg up on that, but, I mean, I'm just pretending that Frasier spinoff is the Kelvin Universe. That's what I'm going to do now. From now on, Kelvin Universe. If I don't like something, that terrible Independence Day sequel, Kelvin Universe, it's not real. It's not connected.
I've wormed Star Trek into your mind in such a way that you come up with this stuff, and I don't even have to, like, incept it in there anymore.
And I just want to say, like, Daniel watched this with me because you actually, and I think a lot of men have preconceived notions. You liked Sex and the City, the series.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
liked the show enough that you were like, fine, I'll watch this with you. How do you feel I would consider you a fan of the original series. Are you just as annoyed as I was?
Yeah, I mean, most of the characters are shells of who they were. I felt like this season, Carrie, when she dumped Aiden,
Ugh.
Carrie kind of got a little bit of her. I could see it. I could see who she was in the
Yes.
original show. For those couple episodes at the end of this season, it felt like she might be back to that a little bit. And you could even explain it that she was in a funk from Big passing away.
Yes.
But they never took the time to try and get to that explanation. They didn't do it very well. But all the other exterior characters around it are just not the people they were in the original
Charlotte
show.
Is
a little bit, but she was reduced,
comedic fodder.
reduced just to comedy and all that stuff and ball jokes, like at the end of it. So it's just it has no respect for what came before it. And I'm not sure what they were trying to do with this season. I certainly see why HBO canceled it, and there was no way this was the planned and intended finale.
No way.
All right, everybody. Well, it is that time of year again. The leaves are supposedly starting to turn. The weather is supposedly starting to cool off. And at the end of this week, college football will be back. And so to celebrate that, we brought in a special guest this week, John Paul. Welcome to the podcast. First guest ever.
This is fantastic. The first guest. I've listened to every episode, and I can vouch. You guys have never had a guest.
No, number one fan.
You're like our number one supporter, number one fan. And you and I, we haven't met.
Wait. I'm sorry. Before you go on, I just got to say, as long as you're talking about number one,
oh gosh,
we do have the top 25 college football poll that we're going to get into, right?
Yeah, we're going to get to it. I promise. It's in my notes.
Okay, no, I
might actually be on your side for the first game. So,
well, I mean, I think we all know from past episodes who Hope's favorite college football team is now.
Yeah,
and she said it on the air, so.
Insert sounder. Yep.
Yeah, they gotta come through for me. So before we get into our favorite team, I guess, you and I, we've known each other from Twitter for like, I feel like almost like a decade at this point, right?
It does seem like that, yeah.
Been a really long time. We met. Daniel's not really a foul. He's like a foul spouse, like foul adjacent.
Please
From-
explain the
adjacent.
foul.
Foul
The
adjacent.
fouls. Explain that, because I think we probably have several listeners that do not understand what that means.
Yeah. Do you want to take it off from here?
Well, yeah, I guess as the historian of Foul Nation, I should probably be the one. So fouls are basically the friends and listeners of a show called Morning Men that was on Sirius XM Channel 82 Mad Dogs Sports Radio. It was Evan Cohen and Mike Babchak, and it was just something that came out. There's a guy, Chris Russo, Mad Dog. He's a crazy radio host, and he gets tongue tied sometimes. And he was introducing one of his guests, and he got confused between he wanted to say "Hey friend" or "Hey pal," and he just said "Hey foul." And so from that, foul was born, and 10 years later, yeah, I mean it's been at least 10 years.
It's been a while. And so we
Yeah.
would always chat about stuff. And then one time we, like, I don't know how it happened. I think I was live tweeting during Hallmark Christmas movies. And I realized you were a fellow Hallmark Christmas movie watcher. So we talked about that. I've gotten Daniel into the Hallmark movies.
I don't know about into. I enjoy watching and mocking them.
You like the time travel one.
I was going to say, I think I actually turned you guys onto that one about the time travel.
The time travel one's a good one. Get some sci-fi. They need more sci-fi in the Hallmark Christmas movies.
Well, your Star Trek guy showed up in the one with the Biltmore that went back in time.
Yep. I had
It
two
is
Star Trek
crazy.
people in it.
Do you have a favorite Hallmark movie?
I don't have a favorite. I mean, I enjoy Lacey Chabert, so
Yes,
everything that Lacey does, I watch right away.
hers are some of the best ones. I like hers too.
Yeah. No, the Hallmark Channel is so funny because it's all the same actors, it's all the same storylines, and yet we watch them. Like there'll be a new one that comes out, and it's like, okay, we got to make sure we watch that.
And they're probably getting ready to roll them out around like Halloween. I feel like they always do. My favorite thing about when they have the ones that like have to travel, maybe they go to see their family or they go somewhere and they have like a tiny little suitcase, but then they'll have a coat in every scene.
Right.
It could be like a drinking game, like drink every time you see a coat in a scene. Daniel's gotten into that.
You'd be obliterated.
I love how Daniel's just probably shaking his head saying, what is Hope talking about? Why?
Daniel, you know they're making another like Wiser Men and a Baby. They're making a third one of those.
Yes, I'm aware.
Anyway, we can get to a topic that you guys are probably more excited about since we are a TV podcast. We talk about a major TV event, and that is college football, which I think is technically already started when I was looking at my phone.
Yeah, the first game was yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was like Big 12 teams, right?
Yeah, Iowa State, Kansas.
Because I was like, oh, I didn't pay attention to this. And Iowa State beat Kansas, and both of them are ranked. Iowa State won 24-21 against Kansas State. So
in Dublin, Ireland.
What?
They played the game in Ireland.
Overseas.
Where have I been? When I have like a migraine, I just forget everything, I guess. Anyway.
August 23rd, the first game of football. That is crazy.
I know like high school football always starts, I feel like the week before. Like I had no idea that there was already a game. And then I was like, well, these are two like teams I know. Like what's going on? And they're both ranked. Is that something they've been doing for a while, playing games overseas?
I think they've been doing something in Ireland the last several seasons, or at least over that area, trying to like, I don't know, they're trying to mirror what the NFL is doing to boost the international.
We're never going to get invited. Neil Brown ruined everything. Anyway, my other supposed number one team, though, the Texas Longhorns, that is your football team. And you guys are ranked number one. When's the last time Texas was ranked number one that you remember?
Oh, that we were ranked. Oh, we've never been ranked number one to start the season. I don't think. Um, I I
I know
mean,
you've been one before,
we
but
were ranked number one recently,
yeah.
not
But
to
not
start
you
the
don't remember
season.
starting the season at 1?
No, they didn't because when Vince Young won, he was gone the next year, so they
Yeah.
weren't ranked number one. And then 71, I think, was their previous championship, and that was I was barely born yet.
I
So
don't know what championships are, unfortunately. So it's a sad, sad time.
yeah, we'll probably get into it because I'm sure you've got some stats for me because I've got some stats for you
Oh, I bet you do.
guys as well.
Well, you guys are playing the current national champ, number 3 ranked Ohio State. I'm not going to say the Ohio State like they like to be referred to. I'm just going to call them Ohio State. I have a theory on that. And a lot of people like to say that I'm an Ohio State hater. Fine, maybe I am. I think that Ohio State is intentionally ranked I always think they rank them lower and watch them. I bet they were number 1 last year. This is going to throw this theory out the window, but I feel like they ranked Ohio State number 3 so they can be like, look at them clawing their way to the top again, because Ohio State fans are so delusional at times. Sorry, I know there's a lot of you guys listening, but they're always like Ohio against the world. And I'm just, as a WVU fan, it blows my mind that Ohio State fans feel this way about their team. I'm like, you guys are, now that it's a 12-team playoff, like Ohio State's gonna have to lose like 5 games to not even make
I
it.
just have to break in and interrupt you and let you know that last season Ohio State was preseason number 1.
Okay, well, now they're back there. Since they won the championship, we've got to give them like the comeback kid story. Who do you think's going to win that game?
So I mean, it's crazy that the number one ranked team is not favored in the first game of the season. Ohio State, I think, is like
That everyone's against Ohio State.
Where is
Yeah.
that? Is it in Columbus?
it's in
or?
it's in Columbus.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
probably that's probably the reason why they did the
Right.
favoring that way.
Or
Yeah.
they just love Ohio State.
Yeah. So August 30th, another game in August. It's crazy. I mean, I want to say that Texas is going to win, but Arch Manning it's his first real test. It's going to be tough. I think the defense is good. The offense might struggle a little bit, especially up there. So I want Texas to win.
Whatever Hope might say about Ohio State, the Horseshoe is a difficult environment to play in.
Yes, it is. Now, you guys know that if Ohio State struggles in that game, even if they win, they're going to want to be tossing that coach to the. I mean, I've never seen a collective fan base want to fire their coach so quickly. I'm like, you guys could have Neil Brown. Like the whole thing. What's his name? The coach?
Ryan Day.
Like they were all like ready to. They were like to can him last season. I think did they lose to Michigan? I don't even remember. Yeah. Okay. They lost to Michigan. Heaven help us. I know that's a big rivalry. And I remember like during the national championship, even after Ohio State won, people were like, well, we won in spite of him. So I feel like if Texas makes it close, the fans are still going to want to fire him. And that is another thing that blows my mind. I'm like, I just had to suffer through like years of the Neil Brown era and him being so awful. Does Ohio State even are they bringing people back? See, I don't know anything.
Yeah, I think their quarterback played last year, so.
Okay. I know that this was not a few years ago. It was more like probably like a decade ago. I remember when Ohio State and Texas played, and I think this might have been in Texas because I think I was still in college and Texas did beat them. When was that? Was that like 2005, Daniel? Because you and I remember watching that game with you.
I feel like that was one of Colt McCoy's seasons as a starter. So it's been a long time.
Because I remember being in a hotel room with your family who likes Ohio State, and I'm like trying not to smile when they were losing. I was like, because I was so used to like they just always win. I try not to be a hater on Ohio State. It's the fan base that upsets me because they act like they never win. So in this case, John Paul, I'm on your side.
The fan base that includes close friends and family.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what
Hey, your family's not like that as much as the friends that are like that in general.
Hope is like, I don't mind the school. It's really just the fans of the school that I don't like.
Yeah, it's like
Hope grew up in a border town.
Yes.
with West Virginia, Ohio, and I do get like, so I've been on both sides of this argument because I grew up, Ohio State fan, but now I've been on seeing the West Virginia side, and I will say that like on the board, like if you're in Columbus, nobody in Ohio State fans, they don't care, they don't think about WVU.
Why would they?
But for some reason, the border fans, they have this thing where they cannot stand that there are other fans of other teams around, and so they have to make you feel bad about it. It's like, we're WVU fans. We already feel bad about it enough. It's not like we don't need help. We don't need your assistance.
What a way to kick us when we're down. So I think, yeah, I agree with that. Because when I've been in Columbus, like a lot of times people are like, oh, the Mountaineers, like that's pretty. They're like a pretty, like back when we were, people, we had something to be respected about as like a mid-tier team before Neil Brown ruined it beyond compare. But they'd be like, oh, like I've seen you guys play, like, and it was no big deal. But like where I grew up, you would always get like, you guys root for WVU. Like, and it'd be somebody from like Marietta, Ohio, which is like 2 seconds away from my house. That would always like make a comment like that. So I think that's where we have the beef on it. And then
Didn't you have like a large patrons of a bar in Columbus chanting "Let's go Mountaineers" at one point?
Yes, I did. At a bachelorette party, I got everybody to do that. It was, I don't even remember, that would have been like 2012. I just had, I don't know. I was getting free drink spot for us, and I was like, hey guys, I was like, you should do it. Let's go out. And I got everybody to do it. And then what's that street called? That like famous
High
street? High Street. I got everybody to do it on High Street too. So
that's not an easy chant. Let's go Mountaineers.
Let's go. Then you say Mountaineers. Here, I'll get you to do it too. It was real weird for me because growing up, when I would go to WVU games, I was always on the let's go side. And then when I went to a game as an adult, I had to sit on the Mountaineer side, and I didn't know what I was doing. So I can see that. All right. So back to my favorite team, apparently the Longhorns. Yes. How did you're from Pennsylvania, right?
No, I grew up in Texas.
Okay. Yeah, I know you live in Pennsylvania, so I was going to ask how you became a Longhorns fan. Was it in your DNA? You grew up watching them? How did that happen?
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up in Texas. Grew up in Dallas. So on top of being a Texas fan, I am a Cowboys fan too.
Oh, we love them.
Two strikes against me, but yeah, no. So I grew up there, and kind of college wasn't really like a thing in our family. Then my oldest brother actually went to college.
Okay.
He was the first one to go to college, and he went to Texas. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I ended up following him down there. My sister went as well. So it became like the family school. And so I graduated in '95 from Texas.
Okay.
With a degree in engineering, and then stayed in Texas, and then we spent a couple of years in California with my job, traveling, my wife, and we've got 2 kids. And then I keep saying it's like 20 years, but we moved here in 2003. We moved to Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia in 2003. And if you would have told me then that I'd still be here, I would have called you an absolute liar.
All right.
The idea of living in Philadelphia or near Philly, I don't live in Philadelphia, I live near it, but the idea of that is just so foreign to anyone from like the South.
She asked that question primarily because we tend to get on these fans of teams that they've never been anywhere near the place that they root for. Like, and I know you're a Cowboys fan, but I grew up in Southeast Ohio with so many Cowboy fans around me. And I was like, what are you guys doing? And I understand. I grew up in Southeast Ohio, so the 2 teams that you had options to root for were
not
Cleveland
good
or Cincinnati. I get it. I understand. But to go with Dallas, it's just because they were good at the time. That just always got under my skin.
Well, see, he has a valid reason then. And I'm really glad that Pennsylvania didn't sway you to their college teams, because both of those suck. So sorry, we have a lot of Penn State listeners. Love you guys.
Oh, yeah, no, Penn State. I think maybe like the way you feel about Ohio State is how I feel about Penn State now.
I could see that because they're kind of the same. Like, you're around them more.
Oh, you're really throwing insults out today, aren't you?
I am.
Your listenership is going way up.
I know. I feel like we have most of our people that listen to us are all Penn State fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know,
No,
be proud of it. If my team was good, I'd be a jerk about it too, and I'd be like, "Oh, well, I'd probably be
yeah, absolutely.
insufferable."
Absolutely. I mean, Penn State's good. I mean, they're ranked
Yeah.
number 2. So,
Yeah.
I
Speaking of
mean,
which, for our listeners, the top 5 this preseason is number 1 is Texas, Penn State is at number 2, Ohio State at 3, Clemson at 4, and Georgia at 5. So
And they're really loving that Notre Dame still, aren't they? Always wanting to stick them up in there in the top 10.
yeah,
They really want Notre Dame to be good.
Well, Notre
yeah.
Dame's got a national, like, again, I have this conversation with Hope all the time. It's college football so much about TV rankings at this point, and Notre Dame has that national appeal that that a lot of other teams don't have, just because they don't just pull in Northern Indiana
Yeah.
viewership; they also pull in an entire religious viewer base.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
across
Notre
the
Dame
country
people around here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, around here too. The Notre Dame thing is you're talking about like people being fans of a team that they have no affiliation with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notre Dame is like the epitome of that. It's like
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I don't have any thoughts about Notre Dame. Tim Brown, who won the Heisman, he actually went to my high school. So when I was in high school, he came around and he had like a really fancy car and stuff, and he was still going to school. So
That's That's a
it-
pretty cool like little fact to drop. I guess I didn't technically go to school. I went to school with a famous person's brother, and I went to school with Nick Swisher's brother. Do you know Nick Swisher, like baseball player guy?
I've heard of him. I don't.
Yeah,
know
you've
him.
heard of him. He's like low key famous.
Yeah.
But like I would tell people this at work, and then one day one of my coworkers was like, "Yeah," and I told him that you were friends with Nick and his famous wife, who's an actress on like a Netflix show. I'm like, "We're not friends." Like, don't go around saying that. I was like, I went to school with his brother. Oh my gosh.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean we always talk about it, but we're talking about TV shows and actors and stuff. I actually went to high school with Luke Wilson. And
Now that's cool.
yeah, and we played football together, we played soccer, we ran track. And he was like just such a cool guy. And I never met his brother Owen.
Oh, I know.
Because
I like Luke better. So
I like because I think his brother is probably more famous, but his
Yeah.
brother got kicked out of the private school that that I went to for a couple of years, and it was funny because he got kicked out of that school, he got kicked out of the public school, and I guess they sent him off to like a military school, and I never saw him.
Oh wow. Well, see, Luke Wilson got to be in Legally Blonde with my favorite actress Reese Witherspoon. So
Right?
automatically, and he's in another, not a Hallmark Christmas movie, but have you seen The Family Stone?
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
in that. He's the better brother.
He's also in the most prophetic film of our time, as it turns out, Autocracy.
Autocracy. Yeah.
I don't think you've seen that one, Hope,
I
but
don't
it's
think I
like
have.
scary if you watch it now. It's like scary watching that movie back and seeing how things have turned out.
Oh yeah, the president. What was
Yeah.
the president's name? He was hilarious.
I heard that movie. I'll have to add that to my list. I can't believe you've seen a movie without me, Daniel. It's almost like you had a life before me. That's insulting.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I have a few more college questions for
Yeah,
it,
go for it, Hope.
and then we'll go. Okay, so the first question that I have for you, because this is something that I'm having to learn as a college fan, and I don't think my team necessarily gets to benefit from it, but your team might. The portal. Do you like the portal? I don't like the portal. That's not my favorite.
I don't mind the portal. So in college, well, you guys know this, but when you get your athletic scholarship, right, it's a year-to-year thing.
Yeah.
So and the school, I mean, 9 out of 10 times they're going to invite you back, but they always have that option of not inviting you back.
Yeah.
So I think the portal kind of evens that out in that now the player has an opportunity.
I see it from both ways. Like, I like that, but at the same time, as a WVU fan, I look back on some of our good teams, like from years ago, and I'm like Steve Slayton from that 2005, 2007 era. I don't think he would have stuck with WVU all 4 years if the portal exists. I mean, good for him. He could have gone and made more money. And so that's like where it annoys me as a fan. But I also, as a former college athlete, I understand it from that perspective. So I see both sides of it just in different ways, if that makes sense. Daniel, do you have an opinion on it? Because
No, I see both points. I think the problem that I'm having is like, how do you reconcile that are the imbalance when it comes to teams like Texas, teams like Ohio State, who have all the money in the world to go to try and lure kids in. And so now you've got guys going to, smaller schools, proven themselves in their freshman year, and then somebody like Ohio State comes knocking and says, "Come on over, we'll give you XYZ," and they
And
can
do you
just
blame them
jump
for
ship.
taking the money?
And no, I don't blame them for jumping ship. I don't I know some people who back in the day, they got really mad when kids would forego their senior year to go to the NFL. And I
Are you
never
talking
had
about your dad?
I am talking about my father. And I know, I never had a problem with that, because it's like, hey, I know as an athlete, you've got your one chance. Your career could be over tomorrow, so make the money. But there's just, I guess for me, I feel like some sort of cap on the spending needs to be put in place to stop the top 10 to 15 teams that have all the money from just sucking up everybody and leaving nothing for the teams that don't have as much money, is my concern about what could happen eventually.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and it's not like West Virginia is a feeder school or whatever.
No, exactly. But we're not at the top level either.
Yeah. But I mean,
I don't know. Out of.
It gives to me, it gives the athletes just more options. And I think that's like important. It just seems like the schools have always had like all of the power.
And I totally get that. That's definitely fair.
No, and I'm on board with the kids having power to move around, and I'm on board with the kids getting compensated, because especially in college football, they are producing
money,
a product. And for so long, they were not reaping any of the rewards. You could have been a kid that went to a school, were there for 4 years, were great, and in your senior year game, you get hurt, so you can't go to the NFL, and you got nothing out of that. And I understand that you get like a college degree and everything, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, no. At least they've expanded the playoffs. That's my next question. So I think a team like, let's say WVU, for example, I think we'll still have to catch lightning in a bottle to ever have to make it. And we will have to be, what is the movie? Remember the Titans? We will be perfect. And that's hard to do, but the playoffs being expanded does give more teams a shot, if you will, to show up. So that's my next question for you. Do you like the expanded playoffs, or you wish it was just 4, or would you go back to BCS? 3-parter.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking back at last year's schedule, and I forgot how many games Texas actually played in the playoffs. They beat Clemson, and then they beat Arizona State, and then they lost to Ohio State, and they still didn't even get to the championship game. It just seems like a lot of games.
It is a lot of games.
So
I think they cut some of the early games out, maybe.
I don't know. To me, 12 is like too many. Maybe 8. Maybe make it over like just 3 weeks or something. But
that was Daniel's plan, an 8-team playoff. That's what you always said.
Yeah, I can live with 12, but I think 8 works well. Like you said, I don't know if I were going to cut regular seasons games, I'd actually go the opposite direction and just get rid of these the conference championship games.
I mean, there's a lot of money tied to that. But
I know, but with a playoff, it just seems like the whole point of that. The reason leagues started putting those in the first place was to try and get their teams another data point in order to get into the BCS or eventually get into the playoff, the 4-team or the 2-team or whatever it was. And now that there's a 12-team and most of those conference champions are getting in, and even a lot of those big conferences, their second best team is getting in. There's less need for that game.
Yeah. And then you got the SEC, and they end up with 4 teams complaining that they didn't get 5.
But I guess I also can see why you would want a championship game, because with 16-team college football conferences, not everybody's playing everybody. So you do want to have a situation where if it's 2 teams that didn't play each other, but I don't know, has it even worked out to work that way, or is it most of the time been teams that already play each other? Most of them, it feels like it's almost been a rematch every time I look at one.
I don't know. Last year, I know we lost to Georgia twice. So
I have to fight my urge to be my father when it comes to talk about football quite a lot, because occasionally I'll hear his voice coming out, and I'll be like, that does sound good. And I'm like, well, don't just be opposed to change because it's change.
Well, considering I got the text when he was mad about like Nick Bosa,
in a
Yeah.
game. He's like, I'm still mad at him for leaving Ohio State early. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what game it must have been like, was Bosa playing the Browns or something?
Yeah, it was that game where Bosa was talking smack on Baker when the Chargers were playing the Browns.
Okay. And I'm like, why am I on this text thread? All right. Now, my next question is a little more technical.
All right.
Very technical, if you will. So you guys, Texas and Ohio State, are kicking off at my favorite time to play a football game at noon. And I think I'm in a very, very minority on that. And I bet there are probably fans that are like, why isn't this game being played at night? What is your favorite time to do a college football? Do you like a noon game, a night game, that dumb 3:30 time slot that WV always gets? What's your favorite time to play a game, John Paul?
I'm actually probably gonna pick the dumb 3:30 time slot.
You have a reason.
I like noon to me. It feels like it's too early. Like I don't know. It just feels too early to be playing football. And like the 7:30 or 8 o'clock game, sometimes it just seems like they go on forever and ever.
Yeah.
And it's like almost midnight before they're over. And I can't stay up that late anymore.
I will remind Hope that we are very much our East Coast bias is showing here because
I guess so.
A noon East Coast game, if you're somebody who wants to watch from the West Coast or your team is on the West Coast, but you've traveled east to play, it's like 9 a.m.
Well, I never understood on like sitcoms, like Step by Step, where they would be upset about like they're like, we can't go to church because we're gonna miss football. And I'm like, what time is your church? And then I realized, oh, for other people in different time zones, like you would be missing or your football game for church. So I can see that. I feel like I like a noon game because I like to roll out of bed, watch game day, get the day started, and get it over with. It's probably like my ADHD talking because when I have to wait around, I feel like all I'm doing is waiting around for the game. And yeah, as we age, a night game is harder. I think one year WVU was in a bowl game that didn't start till like 10 o'clock or something.
Oh yeah, those
That
games
was awful.
those games last year were killing me because it was like 11:30, and one of the games went to double overtime. And it's my wife and my son who are here, and I'm like, screaming, and my son keeps coming out of his room like, "Are you okay? Are you all right? Is something wrong?" I'm like, "No, it's just Texas giving me a heart attack." But maybe you should move to the West Coast, Hope.
Maybe I should. I think my allergies are always better every time I've been on the West Coast. I don't have terrible allergies. I come like when we were, I think the last time I was in Anaheim at Disneyland, shocker. And we came back, landed in Columbus. My nose instantly got stuffy. I'm like, are you kidding me? Where it was just free and clear for a whole lovely week in Anaheim.
Yeah, like I said, I lived in California for 2 years. I never got used to the time zone. It was just weird waking up and there'd be football on at,
That would be weird.
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It was just, and then like the games are over and you're like, now what do I do?
Yeah, now what do I do with my day?
It's like, now what do I do? Still
I
light
just
outside.
have always been a noon football game fan, and I think maybe it's my bias. I don't know, but I was looking at WVU's first 3 games. They're all at like weird times. No noon. I'm like, I thought we'd at least get Robert Morris at noon.
I will say that I think I like noon, but I'm not nearly as against all the other times as Hope is. I do think if I'm going to go to the football game and be in person, I want that noon time slot because it just, for me, it gives me that perfect amount of time to get there, have a nice afternoon, but then I still get out and get back home in a reasonable amount of time. And it's not like the middle of the night.
Well, I've seen a lot of kids complain about, like kids, I mean college kids complain about that. And they're like, oh, we can't drink properly. I'm like, I've been drunk. No, not drunk. I'm not, never get drunk. But you can do it at 7:30 in the morning with your breakfast, kids. Like, come on. They're all so responsible now. What is up with that?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I live near the University of Delaware, and I tell you, just driving through there like on some Saturday mornings, and these kids are like staggering home. It's not much has changed, I don't think.
You just have it with your breakfast. You have some water, and you're good to go. Like, get out of bed. I feel like that's one thing that the WVU student section is always late to the games.
Yeah.
I've noticed that because I think one year I was like, oh, don't make West Virginians try to spell. They tried to spell something on the student section, showed up so late, so it's on TV, and I'm like, oh, great, you're making us all look dumb. Hey,
wasn't that like Stu, Virginia, or something like that?
I don't remember. They totally spoofed it for like an Allstate commercial though recently about like how we couldn't spell. I'm like, oh gosh, guys. Yeah, Daniel, do you have any other football related questions? Those are pretty much my questions, the hard hitting things.
The hard hitting college football
Oh,
questions.
I do. I guess I have one more. Who do you predict is going to win the national championship with your too early prediction? You can say Texas, or if you don't want to jinx yourself, you can pick somebody else.
No, I'm going to say Texas.
Okay, that's a dedicated fan.
Well, I think Texas has like the best shot because their schedule is really not that bad. Even though looking at the top 5, they play 2 teams in the top 5, Georgia and Ohio State. But other than those 2 games in Florida, they played at Florida, which is going to be tough. I think all the other games are pretty reasonable. I mean, they play OU, they play Texas A&M, but I mean there's like 3 games I think that they could lose, and
if you have to drop a game early, it's better to do it like the season, and no one's going to care about it because they'd be like, oh, you lost Ohio State.
You're going to get penalized a lot less for losing at Ohio State on the first game of the season than you would if you lost to like an Alabama in November or something.
Yeah, and I mean it's like the tough games are on the road, so there's a chance we could win one of them, and then that's going to give us like crazy points.
Absolutely.
So I think Texas has the as good a shot as anyone else, so I'm going to go with Texas.
I love the confidence. I'm always so scared when I do have something to be confident for that I'll jinx my team. So I'm always like, no, I'm never picking them ever. Daniel, who do you think is going to win the national championship?
Oh, I have not been paying attention at all.
Me either. You have to pick one.
You've got the top 25 right in front of you.
The West Virginia Mountaineers.
There are others receiving votes, hopefully.
I'm gonna predict a repeat by Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the easy option and pick Ohio State. But I do hope I am incorrect in that.
Will you watch the game with Daniel's family?
No.
If Ohio State is in it?
Oh, in the national championship?
Yeah.
No. We won't. I don't think we've watched it.
I don't know that I'll watch it either. So.
The last time
I only really watch one Ohio State game a season these days, and it's Ohio State Michigan. So I still tune in for that.
I think the last football game we watched together was an NFL game, and your dad, he's a stressful person to watch football against because like
they're up 10 points and the other team gets a field goal and he goes, we're gonna lose.
He's like everything, like it'll be 2 seconds in, he's like, oh, disaster. And I always thought like I was dramatic about that, and then I met my match and your father, and he'll be like, this is awful, this is just terrible. It's really like it makes me very anxious. I think we did watch, didn't we? I think we did watch one of the Ohio State Michigan games with him where Ohio State like blew the doors off of him and he was still acting stressed the whole time. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm sure I'm fun to watch football with though.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
that's what I said a long time ago. I can't remember if it was West Virginia or maybe it was the Pirates, but I was like, you need a video. We need a video of hope, like as the team like grabs defeat from the jaws.
That should be our secondary channel. I'll just set up a camera that just watches Hope the entire time she watches the football game, and then edit it down so you guys can see the best reactions.
I'm trying to be better, guys, and be chill, but I can't. I don't know.
Don't change, Hope. Don't change.
We got Rich Rod coming back. It's gonna be good. We got the band back together.
So you're in a better situation. I mean, my wife, she hates sports, and it's like football was on the other day. It was like a preseason game. It's probably like the Eagles or something, and she was like, "No," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." She was like, "When does it actually start?" And I was like, September. She was like, late September. I was like, no. September 2nd.
She's like, why are you watching now?
Yeah, she was like, all right, well, I'm not changing dinner. So we have dinner at 6:30 every day. I love my wife obviously, and she's great, but we have Thanksgiving dinner at 6:30. Now the Cowboys play every Thanksgiving. I've never seen a complete Cowboys game on Thanksgiving because I'm watching. It's usually like the third quarter. Okay, it's time to eat.
To eat. You
Yeah.
guys don't plop down in front of the TV with your food. You sit around the
No.
table like civilized people.
Yeah, we sit around a table and we go around. We do the what we're thankful for, and
That's nice. Meanwhile, my family couldn't even bother to turn off the TV during the prayer at Thanksgiving last year. I was like, Dad, do you want to mute that?
we might
He's
miss.
like, it'll be all right. I think we were watching like some kind of like was in a basketball like tournament or something, and the volume was so loud. And he's like, let's pray before we eat. And I'm like, do you want to mute the TV? Like, what? He's like, it'll be all right.
That's part of the prayer.
It's part of the experience. All right. Well, that pretty much does it. Unless there's anything you want to ask us about college football.
Well, there were
I know
a
you said you
couple
had
of
some
things.
stuff for me.
There were a couple of things because I remember looking up one time the Texas West Virginia rivalry, which
Gosh.
Oh boy.
which you would think there would be more of a rivalry, but we've actually only played each other 12 times. And
Had they played each other before WV joined the Big 12?
I think so, right? Maybe.
I think so. I don't have that.
Couldn't have been very many times though.
No. But you guys have won 6 and we've won 6. So I've got nothing on you for that, even though we did win the last game in 2022.
That's not saying much.
No. Well, I thought this was interesting. The largest margin of victory by both teams is 18, with the same exact score, 38-20.
Huh.
And the longest win streak is 2 as well. But I wanted to see if you could tell me where West Virginia ranks in all-time wins.
In all-time wins?
All-time wins.
I don't know where they are in all-time wins. I know where they are in all-time wins without a championship.
Wouldn't we be one?
Because they're number one on that list. Yeah, they have the most wins of any college football team that has not won a championship.
I know that. I don't know just wins in general, though, but I think we are the one that we have the most wins without a championship.
Is it top 20?
Yeah. Okay. You guys should be proud of that.
Yeah, too bad we had to suffer through an era of a coach that was all shucks. So we'll have to see what happens. We have not been ranked since, I think, 2018, which it used to be WV would always get ranked just at least once per season. So that's quite a drought, you guys. That's a long time.
That is. So wins, just for the completeness, 787 wins you guys have, which is 15th overall. I think that's pretty impressive.
That is.
Texas is 5th with 961, but
okay,
we don't need to go there. All right, a couple of other things. So you said you were just talking about being ranked. You guys have been ranked in the AP poll 306 weeks, which is 30th overall.
I feel like I'm proud of this.
I feel like you guys should be better than that.
Maybe. They always hate us, though, even when we're good, so it's okay.
They do. You guys have been to 41 bowl games, which is 24th overall.
Okay.
Texas has been to 62.
So I think you guys have been a lot.
Which is 3rd. You guys have been conference champions 15 times. So that's impressive. Texas has been conference champion 31. And of course, you guys don't have any national championships.
No, sadly not. We do in rifle.
No. But you guys do rank 42nd in the number of weeks at number 1 in all of college football. You guys are ranked 42nd.
For being, I don't even think would they have been number 1 in 2007? Would that have been the last time? I don't know.
No, actually, you guys have never been ranked number 1.
Never been
so
ranked.
Apparently, there's
you should have at least gotten a courtesy 1 back then.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's a tie.
There's
for
a
all
tie
the teams that haven't been.
Second, who's never been ranked at number 1. So
I can't believe we weren't ranked number 1 in the 2007 season before the wheels fell off at least once. That's offensive to me, NCAA.
Well, you guys I think you were 2 or 3 going into the Pitt game. And the team that
we all know what happened.
And the team that was up top had already lost. So that was like the understanding was beat Pitt, you'll be in at least the top 2, and that should get you into the national championship game.
is
And
what
if we
was
had gone to that
the
national
expectation.
championship game, we would have beat Ohio State, and I would have been so insufferable for the rest of my life. So I guess it's good for society that all this happened. Man.
I don't know. Daniel and I got nothing to say to that.
You know, I would have been. I would have been
I'm not
like,
going to
"This
argue
is-
with her. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to argue with her.
All right. Well, it feels like we're nearing the end. I do want to say thank you guys for having me on. Thanks for recommending the rehearsal. I watched that. That was
Good.
really good.
Kind
Glad
of
you
weird.
guys talked about that on the show, and I made it through Hope the Hunting Wives.
Okay.
I got to tell you, Daniel, I started to watch that with my wife, and I got so embarrassed watching it. I couldn't. I'm 53 years old. My wife is, as old as I am, and we were both like blushing. I couldn't watch it, and I told her, I said, we're not gonna be able to finish this or whatever. And she said, okay. And then I go on my Netflix account, like look at 4 days later, and The Hunting Wives is, it's not showing up on the continue watching. And turns out she watched the end. She watched she binge watched it over like 4 days or whatever, and she didn't even tell me. So
Daniel would
that
just
was
walk
something.
in and be like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "That show you told me about." And he's like,
It,
"Oh,
it never fails, no matter what show she's watching. If it's got any kind of explicit activities going on screen, I always just walk in when that stuff is on, and it's like, what are you doing?
leave me alone." It's culture.
There you go.
Well, before you go, do you have a favorite, just for the sake of the TV show podcast, do you have a favorite all-time show and a favorite current show? I know that's like totally putting you on the spot.
Yeah. So my favorite current show, we just finished. Or actually, I guess season 2 is still going on. It's In the Eye of the Storm. It's
Oh
it's
yeah,
on
you told me about that.
Discovery. It's on
Okay.
Discovery, and it's on Max. Like they have all the season 1 and the current season on Max. Basically, it's a show. It's a kind of a docu-series about extreme weather, and it's from the perspective of people who are like filming it. So there's like storm chasers and
That's like right up my alley.
I was about to
definitely
say,
need check
Hope,
that
that's
out.
like right up your alley.
I love it.
yeah, you should check it out. It was they've got like some really good storylines the way that they do it, and the graphics. I think Daniel would appreciate the graphics when they show the storms. My favorite all-time show is probably The Wire.
Okay.
I've had
always
that
talk about
recommended to me on more than one occasion.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I
I've
haven't seen
never
The Wire
seen
now.
it.
Oh wow,
But
yeah,
everyone says it's phenomenal.
yeah. I mean, you guys appreciate writing and stuff.
Yeah.
And the writing on that show is good. I would recommend watching it with subtitles. It's sometimes difficult to understand, but the Wire is definitely probably my all-time favorite show.
All right. And you have your own podcast that is it live each Saturday? It tends to be.
I do, yeah. And then we had Hope on a couple of weeks ago, which was great. Everyone enjoyed that. But yeah, it's called the Toilet Bowl Club. It's the Mike Babchick morning after show. We used to do it after Babchick's show when it was 7 to 8, but they moved the slot to 6 to 7, and that's a little too early for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So I do it with a friend of mine. Her name is Angie. She's over in Scotland, and it's we call it a show. It's more like just a hang. It's a live show. I have had a couple of guests on, so if you search the Toilet Bowl Club on Spotify, you can find a couple of episodes out
It
there.
was a fun time. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's fouls, and then it's people who just like listening to live shows, and it's people all over the world, which is I think incredible that with its technology that we're able to do that. Talk to people. There's people from Iran who have joined, people from Thailand. There's this one guy who called in. I forget what country. It might have been like Vietnam or something. Maybe it was Thailand. But somewhere there's a war going on, and we don't even know about it. And he's
Oh,
telling us
Jeez.
about this war that's going on, like the military and stuff.
jeez.
It's crazy. But yeah, no, thanks for mentioning the Toilet Bowl Club. And yeah.
Yeah, thanks for being our first guest.
Yeah,
I
thank
am
you.
excited. I
Now-
know Daniel's very big into the statistics and the metrics of the show. So if if viewership goes down because of this, please don't hold it against me.
If
Daniel would just
you're
be like, it was fine.
now, if we have you on again, I want to be prepared. What do I have to do? What kind of pitch do I have to give you to get you to stop to watch some Star Trek and come back and talk about Star Trek?
You know what? There was one time you and Hope were doing a show, and I felt like you were talking to me because you were like saying if you're gonna watch Star Trek, watch this one or start with this one. What was that recommendation?
I've changed my recommendation over the
okay.
past couple of years because it used to be Next Generation was kind of the go-to, but I have changed to, I think, given the way modern television has gone and modern audiences, the currently airing Strange New Worlds is where I would recommend people start, because it gives you Star Trek, but it's more modern than what Next Gen or certainly the original stuff was. And so if you can get into that and like that, I think you can start into Next Gen and some of the deeper stuff.
I'm going to
All
say
right.
it's a lot easier to watch Strange New Worlds. It feels almost like at times I'm watching the OC with the love triangles and stuff that they've got going on. So I can vouch for that.
All right. Well, Daniel, I will I'll commit to after the Hallmark shows are over to maybe trying the Star Trek. I have seen most of the movies, the Star Trek
Okay,
movies.
yeah,
I like the movies.
I came into Star Trek from the movies when I was a kid in the 90s. Like I ended up with the VHS set somehow. And so it just like that was my consumption of Star Trek, even more so than like Next Gen, even though that was airing at the time. As just for some reason, I really connected to, I really connect with the original characters like Kirk, Spock, McCoy. And so that's kind of how I came into Star Trek. And then as the years went on, I backed my way into like the original show and Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I could never get the original show. It just didn't.
it's a tough one for it's a
make
tough
sense.
one for to watch these days unless you're in. Although I think Hope watched an episode and she loved it.
did.
So
It was so campy and dumb that it made it good.
All right. Well, last thing for me though is I did want to mention Resident Alien. I know you guys haven't seen it. I think this, Daniel, you would really enjoy it.
I've heard of it. Yeah, is Alan Tudyk is in that, right? He's one
Yeah.
of the aliens. Okay.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's an easy watch. I hope you would enjoy it too. It's actually
Okay.
funny. It's actually funny, but
I like funny.
It's right up your alley, and there's no time travel, but there obviously is aliens.
That's
from outer
okay
space.
because if there's time travel but they do it really poorly, I actually get really mad about it. So time travel has to be done right, or I'm not going to be a fan of it.
And we will all hear about it. Well, thank you for coming on as our first
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks. Well, that about does it for this week. Got a couple announcements here. First of all, Emily in Paris, season 5, December 18th.
I don't like that it's coming out in December, but I'm excited for season 5.
Okay. I also have a note from our. Hope asked me to write down notes occasionally,
And then I forget what I
and
tell
then
you to write
forgets
down.
exactly what I've written down. So I think I remember this one: bathroom versus restroom. The
Oh,
age-old
yeah.
conversation. What do you call it?
Okay, so a bathroom is a room in your home where there is a bathtub or even like a half bath and it's the toilet and it's one room. A restroom is like a public restroom, like you're in a theme park, you're at the mall, and you go in and there's like stalls. That's a restroom. At work, I would still consider that the restroom.
Now, what if you're at one of those
at a
gas
business, at a
stations?
restaurant.
What if you're at one of those gas stations
I
that
call that-
technically has a shower in there?
What?
You can go to certain truck stops and the bathrooms have
call
showers
that
in them.
Please wear shower shoes and don't touch anything.
Okay. All right. Let us know, folks, where you draw the line between bathroom or
So
restroom.
like where they give you the key, the big key
on the
that's
stick.
I had to do that once. Coming back from my bachelorette party, by the way. That's a story for another day.
Yeah. So if you tuned in wanting to hear more about the summer I turned Vulcan, whether you're Team Conrad or Team Spock, we will be back to that next week. We didn't have a ton to say about what's been going on with either of those shows lately.
And what he means is This summer I turned pretty and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And we are Team Conrad and we're Team Spock with everybody. Everyone. I feel like everyone.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody's into Spock. So, anything else, Hope?
Well, I know some people are missing our titillating. Is that the right word? Titillating? Is that a word?
Titillating.
I said titillating.
I said titillating.
I don't know.
Tantalizing.
Tantalizing. Maybe we're just making up words. If anybody is missing our wonderful commentary on Bachelor in Paradise, we are still watching that train wreck of a show, and we will also be back with our thoughts on that later in the future.
But until then, we'll
Live
see you
long and
next
prosper.
time.